25B147755A and B and C.
Attorney Mike Baldwin, House Counsel, P 65417, on behalf of Mr. King Officer, can you please state your full legal name for the record?
Nevin Janal.
So we got a failure to yield, commercial vehicle, no insurance, and leave the scene as I understand it, he's going to plead to leave the scene of a property damage accident, and they are going to dismiss the failure to yield. And
all right, everyone, buckle in, because what you're about to watch is a roller coaster of courtroom decisions, legal twists, and one defendant whose patience and record pushes this judge right to the edge. We start with what seems like a simple traffic plea deal. But trust me, it doesn't stay simple for long. A missed arraignment, questions about jail credit, a forensic evaluation, and a defendant who keeps interrupting at the worst possible moments. This case has everything. Watch closely, because every small detail the judge reacts to becomes a major turning point later. And ask yourself as you watch, is this just bad luck or bad choices stacking up over time?
No insurance, right?
Right.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead to leave the scene, the possible penalties are up to 100 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. 6 points will be added to your traffic record. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
did you sign an advice of rights form here today and read it and understand it?
Not today. I believe I did when I first came in.
Is this your signature?
I may have flipped it over and you signed
Okay,
something.
yes.
Yes, that was your advice.
Yes.
You understand all your rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
To the charge, leave the scene of a property damage accident. How do you plead? Were you operating a motor vehicle on Freeland eastbound west of Allen in Brownstown, July 23 of 25 at 9:49 p.m.?
I was.
Were you involved in an accident
Yes.
with another vehicle?
Yes.
Did you then leave the scene without calling the police?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you
Yeah, it was.
It took, yes.
how'd the accident happen?
It was very slow moving. He was waving me to my headlights were out or off on my car. They weren't turned on. And I clipped them
And then you left the scene.
and I just left.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Please accept it to that charge. Files B and C are dismissed. That is, count 3 is no insurance. Count 2 is commercial vehicle failure to yield. Those will be dismissed. And I'll accept the plea as to count 1. We're going to set it for a sentence date, November 5th. Notify the victim, personal bond, $500. You cannot leave the state. You cannot violate any law. You must appear in court as directed. So we'll do it at the same time as I just told the other gentleman I'm going to sentence him. Do you have any questions?
No.
So you're going to go down the hall, get your notice. I'm not ordering a pre-sentence
Yes.
report. And then you come back, okay?
Okay.
Best of luck to you. Thank you.
sir.
And no ops. I'm entering not guilty pleas on all of those. Where does your client work at?
I'll allow him an opportunity. I didn't see that. He's unemployed for 2 years. He received social security disability. He's also got to go before the forensic center. He's got a date of October 23rd tomorrow to report to a law firm for some judicial reason. It looks like he's in front of Bradley Cobb on a forensic appointment case. So it looks like he's going in for a forensic
I
induction.
need a bond sheet.
Judge, on the 81A case, today's the date time set for sentence.
I don't want to talk about that. I'm setting a bond yet, still.
Okay, yes.
He's got a horrible record. He's got a prior drug charge from 05. He's got a prior impaired charge from 12. He's got another drug charge from 25. He's got a jury trial scheduled on another drug charge next year. I don't know,
First of all, he's showing up for every court hearing. I just want to make sure that I'm aware of. There was one bench warrant on the register of actions for 98, but Because he was incarcerated. Yes, thank you. 81.
He had crack and marijuana. They're recommending jail.
They are. And Your Honor, we discussed this. He went in May of last year, May 29th, I think was the incident date. For reasons which I can't figure out, he was apparently not arraigned on my case. He wasn't arraigned until July 2nd. And
What case?
on the, this case that we're on, Judge, the 81 A case.
No, he wasn't arraigned until August 27th.
Well, there wasn't no.
He didn't show up on July the 2nd. He didn't show up on July 16. He posted a bond on July 30. He was arraigned on August 27th. Then we adjourned it to September 10th and the 24th. And then he pled on the 24th.
The rub is this, he was picked up on May 29th, the incident date. He went into Wayne County Jail on the 30th of May, and he sat in there for 2 months. And the question is, why wasn't he arraigned?
And that's why I didn't even know the court date. And
He was
Well, he
oblivious.
must have been on another case.
That's what I explained to my client, that it looked like to me, but it doesn't change the fact that the incident happened on the 29th. He's brought into custody. So they know that there's this allegation of a controlled substance charge, and he's not arraigned, so he's sitting in jail without jail credit. We would ask that the court, and I'm gonna respect my client's request, I'm gonna ask the court to give him any jail credit that he's entitled to if this court were
Well, he's going to have to provide us with some proof.
that he was in jail.
Yeah, I mean, hang on a second. Slow down.
Now, my client is asking me to ask the court, and I will, for probation.
Well, I get it, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to sentence him today.
And wait until we do the,
He can get his proof, but on this case, I'll give you a personal bond on this drunk driving,
thank you, Judge.
but you're not going to be released until you're fitted with a Soberlink device. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to have to be fitted with a Soberlink device,
It's a bond condition.
as a bond condition. So I'll give you a personal bond, but you're going to be, sir, you're going to be taken downtown and you're going to remain in custody until they can fit you with a Soberlink. This is crazy. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. Slow down. Let me talk.
He wants,
Hang on. I'm not done.
yes, Judge.
AANA 4 times a week, not to be released until fitted with a Soberlink device.
Yes, Judge.
What's the problem?
Yeah, first of all, let me finish something.
And then I'll I'll set a pretrial on this and I'll set the sentencing date over on the other one.
So that, Your Honor, I'm gonna just emphasize to my client, I know.
What does he want? He's agitating me right now.
I'm sorry, sir, but like.
What do you want?
If I
He wants to go to his forensic
If I don't
appointment.
get this, I'll get in trouble for this
When is that?
tomorrow. And that's what I was trying to say.
You don't have the money to get your own Soberlink.
I
October,
do have money. I have money, sir. If you could just give me another day, I could. come
No.
Tomorrow, after this appointment, so I don't violate my
looks like he's
bond.
gotta be, at the forensic evaluation.
Here's the problem.
On October 23rd at 9 a.m.
He's gonna have to deal with somebody else because,
So, if I
sir,
make sense-
sir,
So,
I don't trust him.
Um,
Knock it off. Do not argue with me. Otherwise, I'm setting a real high cash bond here. I am not about to argue with you. You're awaiting sentencing and you go and pick up a drunk driving. Your record's horrible. No wonder they're recommending jail. They do not give me enough money to argue with people, and I'm not starting today.
I'm sorry.
Have a seat. That's the order of the court. We're going to give them a new date, Lisa, as soon.
This is the moment everything shifts. Up until now, the defense attorney has been trying to argue for jail credit and explain the missed arraignment. but the judge clearly isn't convinced. Why? Because the defendant's record speaks louder than any explanation. Multiple prior charges, missed appearances, new charges while awaiting sentencing. This is exactly the kind of pattern that makes judges tighten bond conditions instead of easing them. And when the defendant begins interrupting, you can feel the judge's patience evaporating. The decision to require a Soberlink device, essentially a real-time breathalyzer monitoring system, is the court's way of saying, we're giving you freedom, but only with strict supervision. What do you think? Is the judge being too harsh here? Or is this exactly what someone with this record needs to stay compliant?
As soon as we can on these. These are out of Brownstown. So what day do you want to give them? In other words, I'm adjourning the sentencing to that date and the pretrial's on the other case.
Judge, my understanding is once he's fitted with the Soberlink, he's ready to
Correct,
go against
correct.
personal bond.
Correct. Sir, shut up and sit down.
That's my, yeah, that's it, yeah. You do that.
Go ahead, Lisa.
November 5th at 8:30.
November 5th at 8:30. Those are going to be the dates.
Yes, yes.
What was his bond amount?
I'm setting of 2,500 personal on the new cases, but I'm not going to let them be released until fitted with a GPS, until fitted with a Soberlink device. So I'll set that November 5th at 8:30. And we're gonna have to do a minimus that indicates that, and I hope they can fit them with it today, but there's just not enough confidence that I have that he's not gonna go out and do something else. So that's what I'm doing. Deborah Jan Daly, 25B149488A and B.
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Mason is in with Judge Coleman's Hessen's courtroom. If the court could please temporarily pass the matter.
Ma'am, come on up here, ma'am. I'm just gonna get you out of here. You've been waiting all day. Your name?
Fill in with.
Good. Fill in right here. Your name? Your name, Mr. Baldwin?
Jan Daly.
Attorney Mike Baldwin filling in with permission for Mr. Mason.
So you want to stand mute, wait for my reading? Is that what
Yep.
it's going to do? Not guilty, please entered. I'm going to give you another court date. November the 5th. At, what do you think, Lisa?
11.
At 11 a.m. Okay, ma'am? And you're going to have to fill out a petition for a court-appointed lawyer going forward, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, and what was her bond, Judge?
I'm giving her a $500 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without consent. You cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. Do you understand all that?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll give you a petition for court appointed, fill it out, then go down the hall, get your notice. Wish you well. Jonathan Patrick Johnson. Jonathan Patrick.
And that wraps up a case that shows just how quickly a courtroom can shift from calm procedure to intense confrontation. We saw a judge carefully work through a plea, only to become increasingly frustrated as the defendant's history, behavior, and new charges added layers of complication. The Soberlink requirement, the personal bond, the forensic evaluation, and the strict conditions all reflect how courts balance public safety with giving defendants a chance to stay in the community. Cases like this remind us that your past follows you into every courtroom and every decision, good or bad, shapes the judge's trust. If you found this breakdown as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more real courtroom drama, expert analysis, and shocking legal moments.